Hello everyone, this is Gruesome Herzog.
And Little Girl.
Fantastic Horror Film Festival, Day 3, and our special guest is Russell McGaffin. Russell, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Great. You are a producer of a film here at the festival this year, and you're also a comedian at one time?
Yes, I did some stand-up early 2000s, yeah.
Talk to us about the comedy bit. How'd you like it? What'd you do?
I did a lot of stuff about family. I had kind of a unique, I guess, not really a unique situation, but the mother of my kids was black, so I had a lot of jokes about lotion and how important it was and things like that. It was fun. It was down a lot of stuff in LA I liked. It was a fun it was fun while I did it. Yeah, for sure.
So, is that what it is?
Right. I would go into producing and then either as executive or other production things, like where I built props and things like that, or I invested in it, and then whoever was actually doing the movie was kind enough to give me a part in it. Okay. You know, so it was just I kind of walked into it. The comedy really helped me do the acting, because it just helps you to kind of be whoever you're supposed to be.
Yeah, and not only that, you're already getting a taste of behind the scenes already, and you learn from that, and then, right, some filmmakers would, hey, since you helped me do this, I'll give you this, or here's a small part. We've seen how funny you are. That's very similar to what my case was. I mean, being a reviewer, they hear the voice all the time, which it led to voiceover work or narration for movies and stuff. And then, of course, it led to the acting role, which my very first one, believe it or not, I went to Long Island, New York as a bartender for a film.
Oh, wow.
And to be able to just travel that and do it, it was a good experience. And once you start that first time, then it's like you get hungry for more.
Yeah, it's
and then when I had my second part, which the movie hopefully will be released by the end of this year, I played a Dr. Vandenberg. It's been like 7 years now since we made it. But
yeah,
doing that part, I felt more like an actor, at that point. Because bigger lines, bigger story, and I was really excited about that. Then, of course, it led to the Hillbilly Horror Show, which a lot of people now know it's online and stuff. But getting that first taste,
What made it take 7 years? Was it the editing that was delayed?
Yeah.
That's what, that happens a
So
lot. Yeah.
I talked to him, I think it was this past April. I had to do some more lines, some more voiceover work for the phone, on the phone to the police officer. Mm-hmm. So it is coming. So I'm hoping that it can be here at the festival next year, but who knows?
Awesome.
But I'm not going to talk about myself. I'm just trying to use our experiences together, how you end up in the business.
Right.
You are here. Yes. What other films have you produced that had success in the...
Well, I think a lot of my early stuff right now, which is 2 other movies, are not... the one we produced, Dropa, in Houston, that was done there, I just helped out. I knew the guy that was producing the movie, so I was just kind of helping out on the set. And that one had a really good premiere, but I'm not sure where it is just yet. I don't know if they've actually gone into full-on promotion. They showed it for the cast and crew. Okay, yeah. And then
that's rarity.
Right, yeah. So we had that just a special showing for us, and then they're supposed to go back out and then promote it. And then the other one that I worked on was the first one, which was 4-1 Liberation Front.
Oh, okay.
And it was basically a movie about hillbilly terrorists. Really, they got a hold of a atom or a tomahawk missile somehow, and it's really funny. We shot it with a bunch of comedians and actors that were up in Bakersfield, actually. Okay. And that's where we shot a lot of it. So there's some desert scenes, some cool stuff, and I actually helped get the location from. I have a day job. And so I asked the boss, can we use the conference room, because we had a big FBI meeting we had to have. Right. And so we used it. We used it there. So that was that one was a lot of fun. It was funny. But I think there's a lot of films that are produced that. I think there's a lot of talent in producing the films and the actors and the writers. But when it comes to actually promoting it, you're competing against a lot of people. So sometimes it's. To get that momentum going is kind of hard,
Yeah, I mean, compared to believe it or not, compared to 9 years ago, we still had, Facebook but the key thing now is to find reviewers that would review the film or even post about the film, and then it's also up to the actors, really, and the producers and the director to promote the film as well. Right. So if you get a good following, you got Instagram, you got all kinds of stuff. But sometimes some things doesn't really succeed in advertising. It's a hit or miss, really. Right. I mean, I know a lot of people who, like podcasters who do video YouTube reviews. Right. I don't see how successful that is because
I think it could help if you already have a following.
Right. Yeah. It's in order to start that, it's almost impossible unless you actually have the real likes and not the bought likes. Now, a lot of people will pay for these likes and, oh my God, I have 1,000 likes. But then after a while, what they don't understand is after a while they drop off. So the money you spent is worthless.
Right. A like is one thing, but actually getting somebody to download it off Amazon is another.
Exactly.
And we have it on Amazon. And, and even at the beginning of the movie when we were trying, because the movie has, as the theme is abortion, but it doesn't really take a side.
And you're talking about which one?
Machine Gun Baby.
There you go.
That's right. So Machine Gun Baby is...
Heather decided to wait until the last minute for her abortion. Good thing for her, Dr. Spurlock didn't care if she was practically in her 4th trimester. He would perform the procedure if the money was right. Who knew that would be the biggest mistake either of them would ever make?
What's your problem? You know what? I kill babies every day. You don't see me prancing around like some celebrity.
Is a movie where the baby is more or less the hero in this thing. So when we were trying to get people like Rickey Bird,
the director.
Yes, the director, and he has a big network of people that he talks to that have a lot of talent. He called them and he said, okay, here's the project, here's what I want. And then they would hear that the movie had an abortion theme, and then they were kind of going, well, I don't know. And then and Ricky's very convincing. He's a very convincing guy. So I go, okay. They'll go, okay, I'll do it, but don't put my name on it, And then after they did it, though, then they go, yeah, put my name on it, because then they saw what it actually was. It wasn't. Because everybody makes an assumption about it.
Right.
So, but then everybody that worked on it was like, yeah, put my name on it. That's fine, Well, and it was good,
and they also have to realize bad press is good press.
Right.
And I know a lot of, like us actors, we have to be careful of what we post on our Facebook, Mm-hmm. Many times I've gotten attacked by other people, and you can't, it takes all your might not to fire back, but you cannot. Right. You cannot lower yourself, because it makes you look like Antonio Brown. Look what he does now.
Oh, yeah.
It's nonstop doing. He did it again the other day. It's just hurting him. He'll never be in the NFL again. Never.
Right. Well, he's probably hoping to get a gig like Kaepernick.
Yeah. Well, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah.
Well, and like what you're saying too is it would really to be one thing was like when what you were saying about that, like some people gave us some feedback on Amazon, and they were they were attacking the movie, but they were kind of attacking it from a technical aspect, like they were another filmmaker. So I just said, and all I did is I go, hey, thanks for the feedback, I appreciate it, we're going to think about that, and and that's all I did, because the thing is even good or bad feedback, we want people talking to us and talking about the movie,
right? Right.
And if we could, and if I could figure out how to outrage market this, that would be the perfect, like, basically, you have two sides to abortion, right?
Yep.
People that are for it, people that are against it, right?
Right.
So if you could go to each group and tell them that the other group doesn't want us to show the movie, I was hoping that maybe you could just outrage market it, like, well, I'll buy, get the Chick-fil-A effect, that, like all of a sudden everybody got mad at Chick-fil-A, and all the people that liked Chick-fil-A that disagreed with them, now Chick-fil-A, it doubled their business.
Oh, we heard that before.
It doubled their business. And so the thing is, like, outrage marketing, if you could do it, because I don't want to eliminate any of the audience, really.
Right.
I want, because it doesn't take any sides.
But the sad thing about like the IMDb reviews and stuff, when they write stuff in there or whatever, is it really an honest review? I mean, a lot of it is I always say everybody wants to be the Howard Stern of the review business.
Oh, right.
To be outrageous, to say stupid stuff. Or it could be somebody who auditioned for a part for that movie and didn't get it. They're going to go in there and put fake names and trash it.
Yeah.
It could,
I can see that, yeah. And the thing is, too, is even, okay, if you go in as an actor on a project and you look at the script, you go, oh, the script's pretty good, and you liked it, and you like the part that you have, and you know what you're going to bring to it, but then you get there, and then it's not really produced right.
It's completely opposite
right.
of what you think.
And then, so you kind of get caught in that trap, too, because you agree to do the movie, you do your best, but there's so many moving parts that can make it not what you expected, and so then it gets put out there, and then everybody. So that's why I think everybody gets they get scared or nervous about what projects they want to work on and things like that. And I just think in a case like this, you just need to do as many projects as you can and just let it fly.
Just keep moving on.
Yeah, it's like Bruce Campbell. That guy, if he's getting paid and it's SAG, and he likes it, he'll do it.
Eric Roberts, Bruce Davison, these guys are doing movies all the time. Even if it's for 5 minutes, they do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know we missed the premiere, not the premiere, but we missed it here today. I had to go take care of some errands, but we'll be definitely checking it out when we get back east. We've been talking about it, and I want to see it just for my own self, and then we'll do a review on it when we get home. But Little Gru, you got anything that you want to talk to him about or anything?
No.
Wow. He's gonna be absent from this interview.
He's gonna be. You're quite the interviewer, Little Gru.
He's learning.
Yeah, I know. He's new. It takes a while. Right, you get a rhythm of what's going on.
He has to learn on how I bite. Basically, I'm throwing you a bone and you take it and run. That's how it works.
Right. Open-ended questions. Yeah, that's what you want. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun project, and everybody at Hectic is just so, like, they're like, well, I was in the Marines, so they're like Marines to me. Because they go in there and they go, okay, this is how we're going to attack this. They go in there with a plan, and then some stuff goes wrong, and then they go in there, and then Ricky just starts improvising, and he gets his other guys working on it. I mean, some of the stuff I see these guys do, like you didn't see it, but the quality, I mean, it's a grindhouse type movie, but the quality, what Ricky brings to it as far as, like, even the audio. Like, a lot of times you go to these independent movies, the writing's great, the video's good, and then, like, if the audio is messed up, it's hard to pay attention to. And people, and Ricky pays attention to all the detail. And
one of them short films that we watched yesterday did that. It's like bugging the shit. I mean, like I said, I don't harp on a review about the audio, but
no.
When you're into something like that, it bugs the shit out because it sounds really weird. Speaking of Ricky Bird, he had a film that was in the festival here. Also, Naked Zombie Girl.
Zombie Girl.
I reviewed that years ago, and Lil Gru has not seen it, but obviously he was a little bit younger then. But that was a fantastic movie. It's a little gem that was shot so well, you would think it's a big budget film. If you have the skills, trust me, you learn from each film that you make.
Yes, yeah.
It takes time, patience, love, and talent.
Yep.
That's what it boils down to. But Rickey Bird, I've yet to meet him yet. I mean, every time it's my third year here and I haven't seen him yet. But one of these days we'll meet up. But
he takes his thing is that's why it's so impressive. Is he takes whatever he has and he makes it work, and he's very creative with that. And even just some of the lighting things he did with Naked Zombie Girl. It was so creative. I mean, I would have to have him explain it, but he had battery operated like LED lights. He had so he could get the lighting exactly right because it was such a dark movie. You know what I mean? But you could see everything, but it was still dark. I mean, he's just a creative guy. He does really well, and he's working right now. That's why he's not here.
Okay.
You know, I mean, he's always working. He's always making some kind of movie. You know,
it takes love and drive to do what you've got to do. I mean, you have to have that drive. If you don't have that drive, then you're just going to sit by and let everyone walk past you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of these filmmakers in the past that I've done, it's like they do one film and it wasn't what they expected it to be, and they just called it quits. You can't. You have to fight. You need that drive and love for movie making. If you can't get the love for movie making, then obviously you're not going to do it. But I mean,
and then also, I wanted to mention Regions, which is the other production company that works with Hectic a lot, and John Bly's with them.
Yep.
And he's very knowledgeable about cinematography. Like I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like people name like these classic movies that I haven't seen. And I go, I haven't seen that, but I did see this Steven Seagal one, and there's some stupid shit like that. I watch, but that's what makes me, like, I like watching bad. Like, I know, like, if I watch a Steven Seagal movie, it's going to be a lot of overacting and stuff like that.
Of course it is.
But I like that. And even like the old 70s cop shows, I love the overacting. It just makes me laugh, and I'm entertained by that. And like, I remember people just like, "Why are you watching that garbage?" And I'm just thinking, it's hilarious because somebody produced this that thought it was great.
But you know what?
And it was great
at the time that it came out. It was great because technology has changed so much.
Right.
And even 5 years or 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
I love the 80s films. I love 80s cheese. I love the 80s.
Yeah.
Generation like my nephew here, Lil Drew, but he does like some of the 80s, but they haven't watched that stuff, so they like...
Yeah, they see it and it looks... Yeah, and that's the thing, too, is like I saw Footloose in the theaters,
84.
right? In the theater. And then me and this guy... We walked out of the movie and like we both didn't want to admit like they just took our $5, right? So we go like, I guess it was pretty good. I guess it was okay. But there was but it's an iconic movie.
Yeah.
It's an iconic
any
movie.
remakes of that I'm not going to watch, ain't going to watch. I just that's a classic. Ghostbusters is the same way.
Yeah.
The originals and that's it.
Yeah. And all those and the Top Gun, which is so over the top cheesy. I mean,
but that's what makes it great.
It is.
I mean, it's our childhood. That's why we grew up in that era.
Right.
And every time we watch our movies, it brings us back to when we were younger.
Right.
It's a safe zone for us.
And I watch it. Like, there's a show that it's not on anymore, but it was called Grimm.
Yep.
And when it first started out, I was like, it was a really neat concept, right? Because they were saying, okay, this guy's a Grimm, and he's against all these other different fairy tale creatures, right?
Yep.
And then these people were all half human, half these creatures. I thought, oh, this is pretty cool, And then it started like turning into a soap opera, right? And then they started like having all these really cheesy lines. And I remember this lady I was going out with, I'm watching this movie and I'm hate watching it. But I still liked it. But like I go, I can't believe he said that shit, And then I would just say stuff, and I'm talking to the TV, and she goes, "Why do you watch that?" I go, "I like it, I like it. It's fun, Yeah, and that's like you said, it's something. There's something about it that you like. You just watch it for that one thing, and then you just ignore the rest of it.
Well, Lil Drew watches Rainbow Bright and bitches about it.
Rainbow Bright. All the way.
I was a kid.
I was going to say, I don't remember that one. I remember my kids like Ninja Turtles and was it Ninja Turtles and what was the other one?
My Little Pony.
Oh,
even that's later.
I have
Earlier.
seen the Beauty and the Beast movie,
Yeah.
the Disney movie, the cartoon.
Yep.
Probably 1,000 times. I've
One of my
probably seen it,
favorites,
yeah.
believe it or not, is Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid was pretty
And
good.
Lion King.
Yeah.
The first Lion King was cool.
I didn't really like Beauty and the Beast, but it was just like my daughter loved it, so she would just watch it, and I would
Yeah.
just sit there with her, and then I would have those songs playing in my
I
head.
used to watch Barney every week. I know it by heart.
Luckily, my kids grew up.
Super
before Barney.
duper.
Barney always seemed like he's always seemed so pedo, you know. It's like why?
I love you.
Yeah. There's some candy in my van with no windows.
I love you. Oh my God, I'm getting started. We'll stop. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the listen. All right, Russell. Russell, it's great to have you on.
Okay.
Hopefully we can meet again someday. I mean, we're heading home on Thursday, and you're heading home tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes, back to Texas.
Back to TEXAS.
There's a lot of filmmaking going on there.
Yes, there is. Austin, Houston.
Definitely.
Alrighty. You take care.
All right, brother. Thanks.
Yep. Thanks. See you.